Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to my Unfallen tutorial slash playthrough. I didn't do anything! Really, I promise. I just loaded the save file I made right after ending the last videocast, and now suddenly we have an imminent victory warning. I mean, it's not really warning because we are the ones that are about to achieve victory. You might be really surprised by that fact, but honestly it's nothing surprising, and in fact it's going to be changed in a future patch, I hear. Basically, last time we were playing, I signed an alliance with 3 of the empires. And if you have a quick look at the victory conditions, well, when it comes to supremacy and conquest as well, actually, you only need to conquer a certain amount of land or all of the homeworlds, and that includes your allies, because you can win a game with your allies. So, for example, if I kill the Lumeris, capture the Lumeris homeworld, if Horatio captured the Vodianian homeworld, if Sophos captured the United Empire's homeworld, and if the Riftborn captured the Kravis homeworld, then we win. Even if otherwise none of us fulfill the victory conditions. Same goes if we expand enough and control most of the galaxy, this will also make us win, which is why we currently hear the epic "You're about to win" music. It is going to be modified, however, because right now it's too easy and too sudden to win as an alliance, and this makes playing as the Unfallen extraordinarily easy, which is why I'll not let my alliance win too easily. I'll probably backstab one of my friends, just, you know, to make sure that we don't win this before we explore all this game has to offer, and for me that's very, very important. Now we have a battle that is kind of meaningless, but I suppose we can watch it while I talk about some other things. For instance, I do need to unfortunately say that this video is going to be shorter than usual. For a very simple reason. In fact, because it's going to be shorter, I probably should not have decided to watch this battle, but oh well, I already did. And I kind of wanted to see my ship in action, and I think you can relate perhaps. That dialect go, I like that. Even though it's not a massive battle, it still brings joy to my eyes? Why did I want to say it brings joy to my eyes? Oh, whatever, doesn't matter. Apparently my eyes are a very important part of me, as it turns out. Actually they are, I suppose. Not even I suppose, they certainly are. But anyway, this videocast is going to be shorter because I just don't have a lot of time to record it. I'm kind of busy today, but nevertheless, I still wanted to record at the very least something just to make sure that I still have some videos available to post and make sure that all of my uploads are undisrupted for the future. So it's probably going to be like half an hour, probably a little bit more than that, because I hate short videos like this. But don't worry, this is not going to become the norm, it's rather going to be the exception. Now let's go ahead and fly over to Taurus, because it's a system that is about to be attacked. I could rename it, but for the time being I don't feel like I have any decent ideas as to how to rename the rest of my systems. You just need a specialization, as do you, because sure, getting extra dust is nice, but I would actually much rather utilize the fact that those planets are hot and gain even more industry than usual, and this could be actually in the future a very powerful system for me, and I'm definitely going to try and make sure that this is indeed the case. Now, we don't have an Unfallen in here yet, and it's gonna be a while before we get an Unfallen, so I'm going to go ahead and install sustainable farms and wait for Unfallen to actually appear over here out of nowhere. And after we're done with that, this place will still be able to make stuff because it's extraordinarily productive, which brings joy to me, so I'll tell it to also go ahead and go for fabrication license. And my throat hurts again! Come on, I actually had a day's break from yesterday. There wasn't a day where I didn't do anything, but yesterday was when I last recorded a video, and today is another day. So what gives? I mean, I suppose I would need to actually have a full day's worth of break to completely feel good when it comes to my throat. And it's not like it hurts really badly, it's just annoying and I need to drink regularly. Then again, I always do, so whatever. Anyway, let's go for plant crackers, because it looks like there are no other things to install in our systems. That's fine. Let's go ahead and end the turn. And can I drink my drink? It seems like I can. Let me try. Yes, I can. And right. I mean, I didn't realize we had this much territory in our domain. So, I'm going to... Alright. Okay, that's kind of funny actually. Yeah, alright guys, we're done with the series. GG, we did it. No, of course I'm not gonna do that. This is amusing. Do you want to see the score screen? I'll show you the score screen just for the, just for the kicks of it, and then I'll reload, and I'll kick one of my allies out of the alliance, or we could just continue playing. Yeah, you know what? We'll just continue playing and pretend that Conquest Victory doesn't exist. I think that's the way to go. So let's continue playing. We won, but it doesn't matter. We will wait until some other victory condition is achieved. I'm not actually sure if the game will tell us about whether or not we achieved another victory condition now that somebody has already won the game. I've never played a game past winning it because I just feel like there's no point. I will stand off score victory, and that's the only one I would probably not want to play past. I would want to play past rather, so yeah, But either way, we will know when we reach the science victory. We will not ever reach the death victory. Wonder victory is probably something I could go for, and we will definitely know when we achieve the conquest victory as well. So honestly, it doesn't matter. Supremacy victory, I wouldn't have gone for supremacy victory regardless as the Unfallen, because Unfallen, they are very slow to expand, aren't they? So this wouldn't be the most ideal thing for you to go for. It's probably the only victory condition that you would want to not have, because it would require too much work and be slower than the other victory conditions, unless you were playing on a very slow game speed. Anyway, new hero available, and let me just remind myself, what kind of Senate leaders do we have? Alright, we could use an industrial leader, just in case industrialists get to the top of things, and this guy is an overseer. Although I kind of want to have another admiral, but it doesn't look like we have one. I mean, sure, all those guys could be admirals, and in fact, getting another seeker, as much as I hate seekers, wouldn't be the worst idea ever because of their ability to move very, very quickly. But let me just remind myself of what the Eurosocials do, because I don't usually pick them, and I want to remind myself why. But I think I see why. They're, now... I mean, gaining... Oh wow, that... I mean, Legendary Authority would have been amazing, but before we get to that point, this guy would be largely useless for us. So, let's check quickly how the other Industrialist would fare. He's a Craver, so obviously a bonus to projectiles, but I might not use projectiles, as it turns out. And then he's got bonuses to, yeah, mostly planets, as it usually is the case. But then again, he's got a fleet health bonus available early on, which is nice. And he can still be a Senate leader with extra deposit value. So he wouldn't be the worst. And also extra movement points. And shoot capacity in case I actually need it, which I doubt I will. Yeah, I'll keep him. Besides, again, he's a Craver, he's pretty good at commanding ships, and I would have an Industrialist in the party. I could also try to go for a Consular Riftborn, but I don't believe Riftborn are exactly what I need, as you can see right now. They're not actually very good admirals, in my honest opinion. So I'm gonna get the Craver, because he seems a tiny bit more useful than the Eurosocial. And he will still be able to provide my Senate with a bonus. So, and that's exactly what I wanted. So, first things first, I do want him to have both points of Cosmic Castaway, because it's always useful. And then I'm gonna give him a point in Blunt Force Trauma, just in case I'll still keep using projectiles on my ships. It won't hurt to have a bunch of those. Now, I also need to warn you, because I am awaiting potential coal or whatever, you might hear a message in my phone. I know it's unprofessional, right? But I really can't miss that one. So that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, what do I equip you with, dear hero? You don't have a lot of weapon slots, do you? Well, I'm gonna give you just a good old-fashioned mix of kinetics and missiles, and this should be good enough, hopefully. Now, there's another thing I'm hoping for, which I didn't mention, and that's the fact that, well, I'd messed around with audio settings for this game a little bit, because I had to reset all of my settings in Endless Space too, recently, for certain reasons. And, how do I put this? I hope I put the audio settings at the right value, because I didn't actually sound check. Which is stupid, I know, I should have done this, certainly, but I didn't. And, yeah, I just hope everything is alright, it better be. Anyway, what else do I give this here? Probably I want him to be targeted, because otherwise he'll be rather useless. And what else? And also lower chance to be targeted. No, just kidding. That would be ridiculously stupid. I suppose the only thing that I can get that would be actually of any use, I could make him recharge shields, but that's not very good. Extra loss of enemy mapper when sieging, also not very useful, and he's not gonna do enough damage to justify kinetic enhances. So I'm just gonna give him probes that restock instantly just to be able to explore curiosities if... No, I don't think there will be many curiosities left out there, so I'm gonna give him Hyperion probes. Because what else would I give him? There isn't anything that's all that enticing. I could give him another antimatter lancer though. And I'm gonna do that because he's actually very defensive. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Besides, he's useless for anything else. So if he dies, will I care? Not in the slightest. Don't tell him that though. Alrighty then, let's assign him to my fleet nice and easy. There you go, you can now command it. I mostly, if not only, have him to boost my fleet's stats and nothing else, so it doesn't really matter. We're not gonna watch this fight, because if the enemy doesn't run away, then it's gonna be the most boring, lame fight in history, which is going to last for entirety of about 5 seconds. So there's that then, and they did run away. That was to be expected. They would be rather silly if they didn't. Another battle available. Strange, I thought that we already used all of the attack action on our fleet, but apparently not. Alrighty then. Oh no, that was actually last time when we were able to attack. And this time, yeah, the enemy is running away again, like the cards they are. Can I siege and conquer the system? I believe, yeah, I wasn't able to do that just yet. I'll need to send in reinforcements to guarantee a success. And it looks like, where are you going? Are you going... Which direction are you going? I'm not sure, I'll need to wait and see where this fleet is going, because if it's going to Shaddai, then I'm going to send my Spiker fleet over to Shaddai. Alright, I believe this is everything. Of course, me saying that means that it is not everything, and indeed I was right, I can still uproot the Aras thingy, which is rather important. By the way, I've seen... What was I going to say? I've seen... I don't remember. I'm sorry, sometimes my brain just stops functioning altogether and I completely forgot. But, oh, okay, that's actually remember. I didn't remember the fact. That's actually important, I meant to say. I didn't remember the fact that I have access to graviton shooter laboratories. And I can actually make those in systems that are otherwise stuck full of things that could be potentially made on them and don't need to have extra production. So yeah, let's go ahead and do just that. Alright, also I'm not sure if I mentioned this because I already know what the final release notes are going to be like. So I'm trying to figure out if you know or not. But again, I was going to... Oh yeah, about the bag, yes. The reason... There's one thing that I'm not doing, which I would be doing otherwise in a different scenario, but I can't because of a bag. And what I'm talking about is the use of spaceport. Normally, as any other faction, if you were to own the game, unless this bug is going to be fixed by release, of course, you would be able to move your population into a spaceport, and then it would fly over somewhere to one of your destinations. As the Unfallen currently is broken, I'm pretty sure it is broken and not a design decision. At the very least, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is how it is. And it looks like this bug might also stay because, like I said, I'm playing the actual release version now. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, newcomers, Skelly Girls and Sister Spiker. Alright, I mean, I don't necessarily care, but it's good to know, I assume.
In these grave times, the four families have instructed me to propose a deal.
Oh, you're adorable. Refuse. And a fight we're not gonna watch because we know how it will go if we were to watch it. And as for the Lumeris, can you attack me with an actual fleet? I won't even strike back because I wanted to gather enough fleets to actually stand up to me. So let's do that. Let's send my other fleet to support the Siege of Shaddai as well, because I have now confirmed that the enemy is going away from over there. And the Lightship doesn't need to be doing anything because I'm pretty sure I cleared all the pirates out of the system. So I'm gonna have it go to Flesh for the time, or just stay here. Yeah, just stay here. There's no reason for him not to be here. There's no reason for him to be there either, of course. But still, it's not a bad idea. And I can now finally colonize Arctics. Jolly! Let's go ahead and do that everywhere I can so that no longer there are planets that annoy me with the fact that they're not colonized yet. Skin as well. It could go for quantum dampened circuits, but I don't want to create any fleets over here. I don't want the militaries to rise to power too badly. That made no sense whatsoever. Why can I not speak in coherent, regular sentences that are easily understood? I have no idea. Still, oh. Yeah, spaceports are evil. Be careful with those. Anyway, then again, it might be fixed before release, but still, I don't think it will be. Maybe shortly after. Anyway, what do I want to do in my home system? I do want to make quantum damped circuits, but for the time being I just want to make some more science. There's no reason to increase the military support for the time being. Heart probably has things that it can work towards, so everything sure the laboratories are certainly some of them. I can also terraform my planets into forests. That doesn't look like a forest, by the way, but whatever. I wouldn't want to do that though, because those barren planets are excellent for my source of science. And I want them to stay as just that, as my source of science. So I'm not going to do anything of the sort. Alrighty, now. If I were smart, or rather if I wanted to win the game badly, I would have potentially, for example, since I have a decent amount of science production, go for the power of the endless and all the other endless research in order to win the game scientifically. But we actually kind of sorta already won by accident, which I'm still not sure. I mean, I know how it happened, but it's kind of hilarious, you have to admit, right? So yeah, there is that. So I'm not gonna do anything of the sort, I'm just gonna have fun, and having fun in my eyes constitutes to having advanced game theory and structural antimatter, and then being able to, I mean, I don't know, maybe just have a little bit more fun afterwards? Question mark? You know, just saying. It's, to be entirely honest, now without any jokes or whatever, the core cracker ability that, or rather module that you can install on your carriers, or anywhere else working as install a special module, regardless, the core cracker is not actually that useful. Sure, you can blow up planets, but normally you don't want to do that. It's a better idea to just conquer enemy systems, take their planets and use them for yourself. There are very few instances in which you could actually use this ability to your advantage, other than for, you know, just for bragging rights. Because destroying a planet isn't also an instant process unless they tweaked it in this patch, and I haven't tested this in this particular patch yet. But I doubt they have, and as such, it's not like you can send a Death Star suddenly to somebody's system and then blow it up. It's not gonna work, I'm sorry to say that to you. So anyway, without further ado, let's potentially have a big battle. I would be so thrilled if we could actually have a battle, but I have a feeling the enemy will not let us have that. Still, I hope against hope that the enemy will actually stay and fight instead of running away endlessly. That would be really... They did! It's actually a very small feat now that I think about it. But still, they stayed and fought! Like actual slag people they are! I'm really happy about this and really excited, needless to say, because it's actually going to be a fairly nice battle, which also lags severely. So I'm gonna leave it at auto camera and we'll see how nice it looks. Of course, I could go for manual camera, but for the time being, it's the first bigger battle we'll see. It's not very big, mind you, but let's estimate how good auto camera really is. It's pretty bad, by the way, but I want to give it a chance. So yeah, I'll drink some tea as we watch the carnage unfold. Also, again, a lag spike. That was strange. I guess too many modules were trying to deploy. Oh! Yeah, it's not gonna be a very nice battle because the enemy only has short-range weapons and most of the ships are already dead. Right, I thought they were using something else. Huh. That's annoying since I was so excited about the prospect of this battle. Also, our game didn't even show us the carrier, so that's a little bit annoying. But I suppose, well, things like that do happen. I kind of wanted to show this guy to you. But oh well, quit battle, that was a decisive victory. It was also really lame considering how difficult it was to get a battle started. But maybe with our second fleet we'll have more of a chance. So let's go ahead and start a battle again. See if the enemy, they will not stay in this battle, I don't think. But anyway, we still need to redeploy our flotilla, and I do want my hero to be in the top fleet. And let's move in one fire ship down to the middle fleet, nice and easy together with the carrier, and that should be defensible enough. Strong center, strong flank, strong everything. The enemy will probably run away. They didn't. Do they have the beam ships again? It seems like the enemy... Yes, they do! Alright, so that's really weird. The enemy wants to stay and fight if they have good ships, but... If they have bad ships, I mean. But they run away if they have bad ships, because this, or even this, is not gonna cut it, sorry to break it to you. This, however, is much better and is going to tear through the enemy. So, yeah, I don't believe things are going to go too well for the enemy. We can have a look at my carrier's efficiency if you want. but I don't like this particular camera because it's... Ah, well, I cannot get out of this camera view for that right now, so I suppose it will have to do. But yeah, my carrier efficiency is pretty high, and the enemy... I mean, look at that. The enemy is dead already. That was just way too easy, unfortunately. Still, I'm hoping against hope to have actual good battle against the Luminous, because so far they've been disappointing. Really disappointing. I'm hoping for better opponents in the future. Cough, cough, looking at you, Vodiani. Anyway, as for my other systems, well, let's just go ahead and make some more science, because science is nice. It lets us make more weapons of mass destruction. Of course, now, mind you, I could make more fleets and conquer the enemy faster. I definitely could on those two systems. I just didn't feel like it, but I think there's also no reason to prolong this any further, so yeah, let's go ahead and make some ships. And let's make... I don't want to make them on flesh, because I don't want the military support to rise too much. Then again, I think it's already at its maximum right now. Battle 1, blah blah blah, military building constructed, yes, we know that. But nothing for creating war fleets. So no, I wouldn't want to create war fleets over at my home system, but here, creating war fleets, is there something like that? Unlocked military, be attacked, military ship constructed, and military... Okay, yeah, so I want to create war fleets over here just to not increase the military support too much. So, quantum damped circuits, please go ahead and be made. And actually, yeah, the reason why I wasn't making ships, which I already managed to forget somehow, is because I was waiting for structured antimatter. And I'll wait for it for one more turn. So yeah, let's go ahead and never mind, Thief! Thief, why do you require my extensions as such? You have very little to offer me at this point. I mean, okay, all of my systems are offering me a pretty good amount of efficiency increase to my empire as a whole. I'm gaining a lot of science. Dust-wise, I'm lagging behind, but I do have giant reserves. Don't really care about that dust loss. So yeah, there is that thing. Also, I could always manufacture dust out of my unused production, because I do have a lot of that too. Anyway, let me drink some. Also, alright, a side effect of me resetting all my settings is that a lot of those events now pop out, and I didn't want them to. So anyway, Forgotten Science, Rounded Technology, we don't want that for reasons I explained, I believe in the first video, the second one. Make them pay pretty decent, and we are losing dust right now, but we don't care about influence. And then respect the dead, extra approval, extra science, the best in our current situation, because I want science. Because why not? Science is nice, I like to have that. So there's that thing. Now we can start getting some real funky technology, and I will do that in a moment. Firstly, oh, that's so tempting. I couldn't equip that right now anyway, but still that's very tempting. Let's go for quantum communication first. Let's focus on that thing for the time being. We can also go for Might of the Endless, which I am actually going to go for right after quantum communication is done, most likely. Unless I have a good alternative to go for different technology in the top screen. Either way, for the time being, let us have a quick look at our ships. So, we've got our carrier. Our carrier, what can it do for us? Well, it's got a bunch of new weapons that will confuse the enemy and potentially let the enemy fight back as well, which I kind of want to happen, I'll be honest with you. So, let's go ahead and make good use of a Hell Array laser, and let's just compare the damage between the two. I mean, still, Hell Array laser actually deals less damage and doesn't have a special ability, now that I look at it. Sure, it's effectively and working in most situations, but it's kind of worse. And actually I would probably stick with fusion torpedoes, if I were to be entirely honest with you. But I want to dedicate myself, so I'm going to go for this kind of setup, where I have a ton of energy weapons everywhere and they will work kind of marvelously. Also, once those activate, if they ever do, this will be horrifying for our enemies. I cannot wait to watch that. Anyway, let us give ourselves an antimatter intensifier to deal even more damage, and now those weapons start to become ridiculous, and that's, I believe, about everything that we are able to upgrade on our carrier ship. So let's end it with that. Fire ship, you can be... Oh wow, I didn't even upgrade oh wow. Fire ships are gonna become a whole lot scarier in just a moment. So first things first, I cannot install any intensifiers on them because I do need the engines for now. So, because I cannot install any intensifiers, why not just have this ship be a mixed bag of everything? So, I will install giant laser on top of you because it's gonna look awesome. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. And then I'm gonna install some beams. Yes, I call them beams! That's right, the bzz weapons are beams! I'm good. On the side as well. So now we have literally every weapon possible installed on a single ship, which is going to make the AI throw up in frustration because it will not know what to do in this situation. And then I can give you some more energy defense as well, just to, you know, 50% energy mitigation and over 1,000 hit points on shields. You know, just the good old usual stuff. No biggie, really. Let's have a quick look at Lightship as well. That's the damaging Lightship. Wait, the body is the No, the body is the damaging Lightship. Alright, well, body in that case is going to switch entirely into lasers because, again, I just want to make a little swapperoni everywhere. And let's have a lot of those lasers. I kind of do want to have some... No, this is going to be the ship that focuses on dealing as much damage as possible. And potentially long range as well to disable the enemy ships, so I'm just gonna give you a lot of those weapons, nice and easy. I believe everything is set up. No, I need more lasers still, and now that is a lot of lasers. It's gonna work quite marvelously, I would say. Alright, apply the design, and finally the body. Body is going to stay kinetic, I believe. No, not body. Lightship is going to stay kinetic. Just to make sure we have something that could defend us against the enemy missiles. So in fact I'm going to give this ship even more kinetic weapons in place of the old missiles, just to allow him to take more flak damage. I'm also going to give you, let's see, the increased chance to be targeted. That's going to be useful, so that he is indeed the one that takes the damage from the enemy missiles and whatever else comes his way. The ability to repair the rest of the fleet is very useful, and I believe that's everything this guy needs for the time being. He doesn't need those missiles, I just like watching them fly, so he's gonna keep those missiles and be effective at pretty much every range as a result. So now that our fleet is... Actually, no, Nido could also use a buff, so let's go ahead and give him just that. You're gonna have lasers, and you're gonna... I mean, having a ship that is supposed to get right next to the enemy, that is also a small ship, is usually not the smartest idea. So you're... Actually, I'm not gonna retrofit this guy at all. He's good as he is. I don't feel like making any changes. Too much effort. So anyway, let's go ahead and have a fight. We're not gonna watch that because it's pathetic. Even if the enemy does fight, it's going to be just a one fight entirely. And we haven't done much. We have done barely anything, but as I said, we're nearing the half-an-hour mark. I'm not saying I'm ending the video yet, by the way, don't be alarmed. There's two things we do need to do. For example, I want to invade the system, and I'm going to do just that. Let's have a quick look. I'm going to use guerrilla tactics, as I did in the past. Ready, come... Oops, I turned on battle visuals, actually, which I never watched, because there's actually no point in doing that, because... I mean, I suppose I'll let you watch as I drink some tea. And yeah, that's what happens. It's not exactly the most exciting thing in the universe, if I may say so myself. Anyway, let's skip that, shall we? The enemy went for protect system and lost their electromagnetic shield, which is probably a bad thing for them since they're trying to save the system from being overrun. But oh well, such is the way of things, I suppose. And now, can I understand? No, because Towers needs orders, and I will give you just that. I will give you sustainable farms, because why not? And a bunch of everything else, like literally everything else, whatever comes to mind. I don't care, you're gonna need to have all of that. You, the planet, hey, Thief, come get back here, Thief. I could use you. Give me more science. As for you, this, unspecialized Arctic planet. Well, I guess I'll give you geoindustrial plants, because it's not like you can give me much else. And then AI labor, and that's gonna be good enough for you. And I'll end it. No, never mind, Spica! The system I just conquered, I mean not just conquered, but conquered in the recent history rather. You need more orders, so I'll give you just that, and even more of that. Actually, I don't know how happy you will be. So let's give you infinite supermarkets for the time being, and hazardous mining facility as well. Those people must really, really hate me, but we do have a garden who is making everybody happier, so that's nice. Now we can end the system, I mean the 10. And I will also stretch a little bit, because it's actually... The air is not good today, it's really bad. There's almost no oxygen over here, and I wish I could breathe a little bit better, which is actually another excuse for me to end earlier, but I didn't need an excuse. I said I need to end earlier anyway, so that's what I would do regardless. But it is kind of difficult to breathe, I'll have to say that. So in fact, we might not be able to go for much longer, despite me saying just moments ago that I will still try to go for a little bit longer, but we'll see how this goes. Acelus, how good are you? As we see a lag spike, oh well. We see a lava toxin in the desert, not a very good system to control. I am still gonna control it because, I mean, why not? I'm over the system limit, sure, but my people are ecstatic with the exception of the newly conquered systems, so let's go ahead and grab the lava. Because I might as well have it. And let's go ahead and go for geoindustrial plants and all the standard usual good thing. I'm really surprised about the amount of lag. You're seeing this, right? Yeah, you are. So it's not just me. Either way, I'm not sure what's going on. Probably AI is doing too many things at the same time. I would assume, because there is no reason why this game should be as laggy as it currently is. So let's go ahead and finish all of that. Besides, maybe, just maybe, we find out that there's some kind of cool resource on this subterranean desert. I mean, below the ground on that desert, rather. So that's something that we should keep in mind. Let's find guerrilla tactics, but let's not watch that because that would be rather lame. And how did it go? We won the decisive victory despite their best efforts, and Shaddai is now officially ours. I could find the fleets.
In these grave times, the four families have instructed.
No. Not even a chance. Try harder. Ministry of Truth? Nope. That would be pretty nice, mind you, but I don't need it, and it's not that big of a deal, to be entirely honest with you. So let's go ahead. Is there anything else we need to keep up? I suppose microwave pipes are not the worst. Let's see what the system has. It has the Academy invested. That's really good, actually. I could use some extra heroes. So that was a very lucky accidental capture, and the enemy must be really annoyed about that. So yeah, I'm gonna take that, thank you very much, no problems and no questions asked, and I'm sorry, I gotta end this video right now. I know you're probably disappointed, but firstly, I'm gonna have a fight and we're probably not gonna watch it because there's no reason. Oh yeah, I got a message like I was expecting, so yeah, I'm gonna save it right here. Thank you very much for watching. It was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer, and I'll see you online.